There's a common belief that simply putting diverse people together creates unity, that if you mix communities, harmony will naturally emerge on its own. It sounds intuitive. If people live next to each other, send their kids to the same schools, shop in the same stores, eventually, understanding will follow. But decades of research show that's not how it works. Physical proximity is not the same thing as social cohesion. Living side by side does not automatically mean building trust, cooperation, or shared identity. So if contact alone isn't enough, what actually creates cohesive communities? In the 1950s, psychologist Gordon Allport introduced what became known as contact theory, the idea that bringing people from different groups into contact with one another can reduce prejudice. And importantly, under the right conditions, research shows that it can. But the phrase, "under the right conditions," is critical. Allport made it clear that contact only reduces prejudice when groups have equal status within the interaction, when they are working toward common goals, when there is institutional support backing the interaction, and when that contact is sustained and meaningful, rather than brief and superficial. Remove those conditions, and contact can actually increase tension instead of reducing it. When diverse communities are brought together without proper support structures, competition often becomes the dominant experience rather than cooperation. If housing is limited, families compete for affordable homes. If school spaces are scarce, parents compete for spots in high-performing classrooms. If jobs are tight, workers compete for employment. If healthcare systems are strained, people compete for appointments and services. When resources feel scarce, people naturally become defensive and protective. In that context, contact doesn't build trust, it amplifies anxiety, and anxiety easily turns into resentment. Now consider what happens when there is no shared purpose. If people are simply living next to each other without shared projects, shared civic goals, or structured collaboration, their interactions remain transactional. They pass each other in hallways, stand next to each other in stores, wait in the same lines, but rarely engage in meaningful cooperation. Without opportunities to work together towards something valuable, social distance remains even when physical distance disappears. Research on diverse communities reflects this complexity. Some studies have shown that, in the short term, when diversity increases in areas without adequate infrastructure, social trust and civic participation can decline. People withdraw socially, a pattern sometimes described as hunkering down, where individuals disengage not only from other groups, but from community life more broadly. However, long-term evidence shows something important. When communities invest in schools, public services, language support, and inclusive institutions, trust rebounds. Over time, it often grows stronger than before. The issue is not diversity itself. The issue is whether systems are designed to handle and support diversity effectively. Diverse communities can thrive. They can be innovative, resilient, economically dynamic, and culturally vibrant. But thriving is not automatic. It depends on whether systems are built to transform diversity from a demographic fact into a social strength. Without that infrastructure, strain emerges. And when strain emerges, it's easy to misidentify the cause. If we want integration to succeed, we must focus less on proximity and more on preparation, less on demographics and more on design. Cohesion is not an accident, it is a policy choice. Subscribe for more evidence-based analysis. Thanks for watching.